A predictable triumph, the illusion of choice. The 2025 Singapore general elections concluded with the same predictable result. The People's Action Party, or PAP, secured another resounding victory. This was hardly a surprise. The outcome was almost preordained. The PAP's dominance has remained virtually unchallenged for decades. This election was no different. It showcased a system that perpetuates its own power. The majority of Singaporeans seem content with this outcome. They view it as stability, even as their own freedoms remain restricted. They celebrate the victory of a party that has consistently controlled their lives. This is not true democracy. It is the illusion of choice, carefully crafted and maintained. The opposition parties, while slightly more visible this time, failed to gain significant ground. They offered token resistance at best. The Singaporean electorate seems to have accepted its fate. They have chosen the comfort of familiarity over the uncertainty of change. This unquestioning acceptance is what is most concerning. It reveals a deeper issue at the heart of Singaporean society, the erosion of critical thought and genuine democratic engagement. This election was not a contest of ideas or visions. It was a carefully managed performance with a predetermined outcome. The soft cage psychological conditioning in Singapore. Singapore boasts a world-class education system and a thriving economy, yet it struggles with a fundamental flaw, the lack of genuine freedom. This paradox is a direct result of decades of subtle psychological conditioning. Singaporeans have been conditioned to equate obedience with patriotism and dissent with disloyalty. This conditioning starts young. It is ingrained in the education system, reinforced by state-controlled media. It creates a culture of fear and self-censorship. Singaporeans are taught to prioritize order and stability above all else. They are discouraged from questioning authority or challenging the status quo. This conditioning is so deeply entrenched that it often goes unnoticed. Singaporeans have internalized this narrative of control. They have come to accept limitations on their freedoms as the price of progress and prosperity. This is the insidious nature of the soft cage. The PAP understands this psychology better than anyone. They have mastered the art of subtle control. They maintain a veneer of democracy while effectively silencing any meaningful opposition. The result is a population that is politically passive. They are content to leave governance to the experts. Beyond the glitter, the illusion of progress unmasked. The PAP has long touted Singapore's economic success as proof of its own competence. This narrative of progress has been highly effective. It has blinded many Singaporeans to the deeper issues plaguing their society. The gleaming skyscrapers and efficient infrastructure mask a growing undercurrent of discontent. The cost of living continues to rise, outpacing wage growth. Housing remains exorbitantly expensive, trapping many in a cycle of debt. Social mobility is becoming increasingly difficult. The gap between the rich and the poor is widening. These are not the hallmarks of a truly progressive society. The PAP's response to these issues has been predictable. They offer incremental solutions and short-term relief measures. They focus on maintaining the appearance of progress, but they fail to address the root causes of these problems. This is because doing so would require a fundamental shift in their approach to governance. The PAP's obsession with control has stifled creativity and innovation. It has created a risk-averse culture where true progress is sacrificed at the altar of stability. The illusion of progress can only be maintained for so long. Eventually, the cracks will begin to show. The next 5 years, navigating a predetermined future. The next 5 years will likely see a continuation of existing trends. The PAP will continue to tighten its grip on power. Dissent will be swiftly and effectively silenced. The cost of living will continue to rise. Housing will remain out of reach for many. Job insecurity will grow as automation and globalization take their toll. The middle class, once the bedrock of the PAP's support, will find itself increasingly squeezed. They will be forced to bear the brunt of rising costs and stagnant wages. The social contract that has long underpinned Singaporean society is beginning to unravel. The lack of genuine political alternatives will only exacerbate these issues. The opposition parties remain weak and fragmented. They are unable to offer a compelling alternative to the PAP's brand of authoritarian pragmatism. The Singaporean people seem resigned to their fate. They have grown accustomed to the soft cage. The 2025 general elections were not a victory for democracy, they were a confirmation of the system's control. The illusion of progress has prevailed once again. The question is, for how long?